I was a fan of wrestling, and so when I saw that the Iron Claw featured a kind of major family in wrestling history and some other kind of wrestling superstars and wrestling franchises, I was definitely up for going to see it. However, this film wasn't exactly what I was prepared for. Welcome to another movie review video. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel during the week and then movie reviews just like this one here at the weekend. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above in case you are looking for something to watch this week. Yes, I went to see the Iron Claw. If you have been on social media recently, you will see that a lot of people were like me when it comes to the Iron Claw, thought it was going to be just a general film about wrestling, and then came out of the cinema wiping their eyes with tear-stained faces, because this one is about a family within wrestling who were seen as kind of pretty much bad luck and a little bit kind of cursed, and I can see why they thought that. First of all, I was a little bit dubious about Zac Efron going into this movie because, I know him as High School Musical and yes, Greatest Showman, that kind of musically type thing, and then being a little bit of the kind of comedy person in Bad Neighbours and Bad Neighbours 2. And so going into it, I was like, so Zac Efron playing this wrestler, he looks really pumped up, like, is this going to be distracting for me? And then we've got the guy from The Bear as well, who is also really pumped up and playing Zac Efron's brother. Am I going to buy this? Yes, I absolutely bought them in their characters because they did some superb acting in this one. I just thought their acting in this one was absolutely stunning, absolutely fabulous, and their performances are part of why I was so emotionally invested in what was going on in this film and why I left the cinema absolutely like bawling my eyes out, because they just did such a good job. So we've got this wrestling family. We know that they're cursed, but we see that development of these people kind of training and going for what they wanted, whether that was wrestling, whether that was Olympics, whether that was music to a certain extent. And then we kind of see what they're up against. Again, no spoilers here. What they are up against and why their family are believed to be so cursed. The brothers themselves have this incredible bond, despite the fact that their father, who again is a wrestling legend and basically just wants the boys to do what he could not achieve and become a world champion, and he is very hard on them and is very unforgiving, and so they have this kind of hardship. They have this mother played by Maura Tierney from ER fame. Personally, I was like, oh, she gave a very good performance because she is this mother who, has given her husband everything that he needs throughout his life and has given him the children to make the wrestling family, and is having to kind of go through the things that they're all having to go through as a mother. And kind of is there with the dinner on the table when it needs to be on the table, and not standing up for her children when she wants to because she feels like she has to support her husband. Her performance in this film is absolutely fabulous. It's really, really stunning. It's very measured and very kind of like contained, and so you get this incredible tension from her, and any moment where she shows like a little bit of emotion, you feel that because she's so contained and so keeping it together all of the time. So any emotion that she shows, you feel it with her. So her performance was stunning. Similar to Zac Efron's performance, again, he's holding it together. He's doing what's expected of him. He's trying to support his brothers. He's trying to do what his dad wants him to do. And so whenever you see him kind of going, oh, showing a bit of emotion, or, oh, this is not what I want, or, oh, this is actually what I want, you kind of really feel it with him. And their performances were just fabulous. And then you've got this like world of wrestling at the time. So it's like historical. We're kind of dialing it back to the early days of wrestling before WWF was as big as it is, and there were more like local wrestling gigs, and you could make money from these local wrestling gigs. And you do see some famous names in here as well. We see a little bit of Ric Flair in here, a bit of Nature Boy. And so that was good because that kind of put it in the context a little bit for me. And, you know, you see these people as they're wrestling, not alter egos, but when they're in the ring and they're performing and kind of doing what their dad wants them to do. But you also see them trying to do the things that they want to do, have relationships and have a family and pursue their other interests and travel and kind of make a life for themselves outside of the family. And then, yeah, you can absolutely really see why they were seen to be cursed and why tragedy just seems to follow them around. And it was just really draining to some extent, and yet uplifting in other ways. And as I say, if you've seen some of the social media posts on this one, without giving any spoilers, you know, you will see how other people have reacted. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic film. I knew going into it I was going to like it, but I liked it in a whole other way than I thought I was going to. Like everyone, I thought it was just going to be about wrestling. I thought it was going to be entertaining. I even thought from the trailer it might be funny. And so, yeah, going into it, I was like, oh, this is emotional. This is amazing acting. I'm kind of really gutted that they kind of missed the window for Oscar nominations, because I think that there was some really, really amazing performances in this one. The cinematography was wonderful. The editing was fabulous as well. There's a CGI moment that was slightly questionable, but just the one, literally just the one. So should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one? It is still playing in cinemas where I am. It may not be playing in cinemas still where you are, because I know that this one came out at Christmas in the US as well. Again, a little bit like a couple of my previous movie reviews, I don't think you have to see this one in the cinema. However, I would recommend watching this one. So however you're going to consume it, whether you're going to download it or rent it or actually go and see it in the cinema, I do recommend seeing it. It's got a little bit of everything. I think you will laugh, and I know you will cry, and I think you will leave feeling like you've had a well-rounded movie going experience, whether that's on your couch or at the cinema or on an aeroplane. If you're watching it on an aeroplane though, like, please do be aware you will cry. You absolutely will cry. So just, if you're fine with crying in public, that's cool. I don't mind crying at a film on an aeroplane. I think having that little seat back screen in front of you makes it even more intense, and that's just a personal thing that I have. But yes, definitely hard recommend on this film. As always, if there is a particular movie you want me to go and watch next week and bring my thoughts back to you here, please do let me know in comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on my next movie review video, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I post bookish content in the week. As always, I will see you with my video again here next week. Thank you so much for watching.